Yes. Yes, please. Thank you. You too. Thank you. Okay, so I just made it to class and I am feeling very much so like it is far too early to be here and to be awake. I'm so tired. And taking exams this early should literally be illegal. Like, girl, why are we awake? Ooh. I'm just literally like not even with it. Okay, so today's schedule is exam, dosage calculation, lab. I got this. I can do this. And hopefully the next time I talk to you guys, I will be telling you that I passed my dosage calculation. Sorry, passed my midterm. Let's do it. Okay, so I just got out of class. Obviously, it's a lot later now. Class started at 7:30 this morning, and it is 6:50 p.m. So I am on my way home. When I tell you that today has drained me, I mean that with every fiber of my being. So we had an exam this morning. I did well. I passed. And I got an 84, which usually I like to do a little bit better, but the teacher will probably give us back some points, and I will end up with a higher grade, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. I feel like in this quarter, as long as we pass with a 78, then we get a passing grade in the class. Oh, we're not on like a GPA scale this quarter. It's just pass or fail. Clinical calculations, which we're using the dimensional analysis, and that was like an hour and a half or 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe, worth of class time. And then we had lab from 12:30 to like 6:30. We got out a little bit early because we were done. But essentially we just did wound care lab today, so we learned like how to do a sterile dressing for like a wound. I think it was like secondary intention. So when I tell you like I was completely drained, like I could not even participate in like the last hour of class because I was just so out of it. I was so tired. All I wanted to do was go home. I knew I had to go home, make dinner, and then I knew that I had clinical at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So I was just like checked out, which is like I think the first time that I felt like this since at least this quarter, but maybe not the first time that I felt like this ever in school. But it was just a really hard day to like stay focused because we were in class for so long today. So, but anyways, I'm on my way home now. Like I said, I'm going to cook dinner, and then I'm going to get my stuff ready for clinical tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's much later now. Got home, made dinner, and then now I'm just getting my clinical bag ready for tomorrow. So I thought I would, I thought I would kind of show you guys like a quick what I have in my clinical bag so you guys could see. But this is my bag. It is the Bag Smart bag. I have two of them. Starting off with, I have this clinical folder that just has some, well, it's empty right now because I need to move some papers from my binder into here, but this folder is going to be for all of the important paperwork that I need to take to clinical. Next, I guess we can talk about my clipboard. So this is just a foldable clipboard I got from Amazon. It has like a bunch of information on these 3 folds right here. The inside is just blank, and then it folds up really easily to like fit in your scrub pocket or to like easily carry around. And then as you saw, I can like fold up papers that I need to write on in here, and then easily carry it around with me. So this is super helpful if you just like want to quickly reference things. It has like temperature and Fahrenheit and Celsius, height, like conversions, pupil size, ABG values, things like that. So that goes in here. And then I have my wallet. And then this is just like a bag of pens, pencils, highlighters, things like that. I will likely just take this whole bag because I like to use the fun colors. And then this, I did have like this really big chunky stethoscope case, but this is just an old makeup bag. It's literally Anastasia. And my stethoscope folds up perfectly in here, and then I can put like my pen light and stuff. So I have my stethoscope, and this is the Littman, I think it's like classic. And then it's just like this pretty chocolate color with like, I don't know, is this considered bronze or not copper, probably bronze, almost like a gold finish, in pen lights. So like I said, this is able to easily fit in there, and then I'm not carrying around a huge bulky stethoscope case. Headphones, Tylenol, lotion, chapstick, those are essentials. Another essential for me is my EpiPen. I have this little pocket notebook. I'm able to like quickly jot down notes in here like about my patient that I can utilize for like later when I'm doing my care plan. So it's really cute and handy. This is also from Amazon. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I think it's like an 8-pack. And then an extra hair tie. And then typically I will put like my phone charger in here. And then if I need to bring my laptop or my iPad, then I'll bring that as well. And then there's like a little pocket here that you can fit. Like I'm able to fit my laptop and my iPad in that sleeve with no issue. If I needed to reference any like index cards or note cards while I was at clinical, then I would bring those with me. I have like a little travel case for my Level Up RN cards that I can take with me, but I think I should be fine. So my only goals for tomorrow are like to work on my care plan and to do an assessment and like maybe work on some wound care. Quick and easy for what's in my bag. I am about to eat dinner, and then I'm going to take a melatonin and go to sleep. So I will chat with you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for clinical. Good morning, guys. It is 5:39 a.m. I'm running a little bit behind schedule. Like, I'll definitely still make it to clinical on time, but the parking lot that we have to park in is so far away from, like, where we meet and where the units are for the hospital. So, yeah, usually I like to leave, like, 10 minutes ago at, like, 5:30. But I was having a rough morning. I'm trying to make this, like, not only me sitting in the car, but this is my real life. Like, you guys, I'm literally in the car almost every single day, driving somewhere that's not close. Like, my job is about 20 minutes away. If there's no traffic, it's 20 minutes. My school with no traffic is 20 minutes. But, like, I live in the Seattle area, so traffic is inevitable. Like, if there's ever not traffic, it's a miracle. Yeah, it's just a lot. I'm always in the car. I literally say, like, lately I feel like I live in my car. I've been filling up my gas tank like twice a week. And gas is not cheap in Seattle. It's like nearly $5. So yeah. But I am headed to get coffee right now because I think I still have time to make it. And then I didn't even like think while I was packing my lunch, but I brought like actual lunch, and then I have a protein bar and pretzels. Like, I didn't think about breakfast, so like no yogurt or anything like that. And I think that Dutch Bros where I'm going, I literally think they only have like muffins, and I don't want that. It's like way too early to eat a muffin. I'm either just gonna like thug it out or like wait until I'm actually hungry, and then eat my protein bar and then go from there. But yeah, I just wanted to say good morning, let you know the plan. So I have clinical today from 6:30 to 6:30, and obviously I can't show anything while I'm in the hospital, but if I'm able to take a break and like debrief with you guys about how it's going, then I will. But I will talk to you guys later.
One eternity later.
12 hours later, okay. So I thought that I was going to be able to film at like lunch or something, but it ended up just being like that I was extremely exhausted. I was having some tummy troubles and could not bring myself to film anything on my lunch because I was occupied. But I'm leaving clinical now. I'm finally, excuse me, leaving the hospital. And I had a much better week this week than I had last week by far. Like, last week I left clinical feeling defeated, like I didn't know what my purpose was, and just like actually like let down by the entire experience. So that was really hard because I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, obviously it's my first clinical ever, but still I was like so upset after leaving that clinical. Like, I literally went home and didn't even talk. Like, I didn't talk to anybody. That was hard. But this week we started our care plans. So like, I got my patient and I started to learn a little bit more about them. I spent some time with them to do their assessments and just basically whatever they needed for the day that was like within my scope of practice, obviously. I was able to take care of for them. And it was such a better day. Like, I had a nurse that seemed like, maybe she didn't fully seem like she wanted me to be there. She seemed like maybe she just didn't care, which feels a lot better than last week when I had a nurse that felt like I was like gum on her shoe. So at least having a nurse that didn't care was a step up. But the nurse was fine. She seemed like she had a lot of experience, which I appreciated, and she actually spent time to like explain stuff to me, which I really appreciated also. And then the patient that I had for my care plan was super, super, super sweet, and she was totally on board with like letting me come in as many times as I needed to ask as many questions as I needed to for my care plan. And she was so like accommodating and understanding of the fact that like I might have to do my assessment more than once because like maybe my instructor needed to see it. I don't know, it just, the vibe of the day felt a lot better today than it did last week, and so I was just really grateful for that. But now I am on my way home, and I am about to go find something to eat, and I don't know, I feel like I need a nap because I'm like actually exhausted, but I don't know, I might just like try to stay up, do a little bit of my care plan, and then just go to sleep early. I don't work tomorrow, so that's nice. I get to at least spend a whole day on my care plan if I want to. But yeah, I actually am exhausted. I don't know why working a 12-hour clinical feels longer than working a 12-hour day at work. So anyways, that's it. Thank you. I'm gonna go home and like get myself together, and I'll chat with you guys either later on tonight, depending on how quickly I fall asleep, or maybe tomorrow. Good morning. It is the next day. I think it's Wednesday, maybe like July 28th. I don't know. I don't remember the days anymore. And it is 11:02 a.m. I just got out of bed. I obviously did not work on my care plan last night. But I'm about to make myself some breakfast, coffee, and water, and then I'm gonna go and start working on my stuff. I eat one of these for breakfast with granola, and then I make my coffee with the, oh my god, Fairlife like chocolate milk. It has 14 grams of protein in 1 cup, so I feel like that's pretty good. Just use the, where is it? Chiaro double espresso. Her fridge unfortunately does not have an ice maker or a water machine. We live in a pretty old house, so I get it, but it is still kind of annoying to do this. Yep. And then this is the granola I use. I just have to get a new bag because it just ran out. But it has 13 grams of protein in 2/3 cup. 2/3 is kind of a lot for the amount of yogurt I have, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, it's looks like mostly granola, not a lot of yogurt, but it just ends up being like really crunchy yogurt. I feel like with that, like I think the yogurt is 6 grams of protein plus 13 for the granola plus 14 for the milk that I use for my coffee. It comes around to be like, I don't know, almost 40 grams of protein for breakfast. So crunchy yogurt. Okay, so I'm sitting down to do my care plan, and I thought I would kind of show you guys because this is just blank and it doesn't have anything to do with my school or my hospital or anything like that. But essentially this is what we need for our care plan. So we've tried to fill a lot of this out while we're at the hospital so that when we come home to work on it, we only have to essentially like retype it and then fill out a few things. So we have our patient for the day, and then we have to fill in this stuff here, like the admitting diagnosis for the patient and the pathophysiology, etiology, risk factors, signs and symptoms about that, body systems that it affects, the priority assessments, and then we have to go through all of the orders for the patient, write the orders in here as well as the rationale for that order. We have to put 5 abnormal lab and the results, and then the rationale for why they would be abnormal. And then we have to list, it says 5 medications, but our clinical instructor wants us to list 8. So the medication that they're taking, the dose, route, frequency, the mechanism of action, the therapeutic effect, why the client is on it or why the patient is on it, and the nursing considerations for that medication. And then this is all about like the nursing diagnosis. So like what cues, like starting here, like what cues led us to the nursing diagnosis, what is a SMART goal, and what are the interventions that we will use or the interventions that we will implement to help that patient get to the SMART goal. And then was the goal met or was it not met? And then these are like the Swanson's caring interventions. So we have to fill this out, like we have to fill out like how we displayed these for our patient and what was the patient response. And then we also have to do something called a clinical evaluation tool. The clinical evaluation tool is essentially supposed to be like us evaluating our performance or like how we think we did at clinical. So some of the questions here are like, focused observation, recognizing deviations, and information seeking. Like, did I assess my clients or you know, if you use ATI, you know that it says client a lot, but we really mean patient. So like, did I assess changes in their health status? Did I identify relevant pathophysiology specific to the client's diagnosis? Did I perform psychomotor interventions safely and effectively? So like, I would rate myself, I think it's 2 through 4. Yeah, 2 through 4 on that. And then I would write a rationale of like why I gave myself that score. And then I submit the whole thing. There's like a bunch of questions on here. That was just one example. And then my instructor goes through and she gives me her evaluation 2 through 4 with a rationale of like why she did that. I think the purpose is just to see if we're self-aware. Like, do we think that we're doing like great, but maybe we're not? Or are we being like really critical on ourselves for no reason because we're actually doing fine? So, and the way that it works is that our clinical evaluation tool is due 24 hours after our clinical. So I had clinical, it ended at 6:30 yesterday. I have to turn it in by 6:30 tonight. And then for the care plan, that's due 48 hours after clinical. So again, 6:30 yesterday, so I have until 6:30 tomorrow night to turn it in. However, I work all day tomorrow and I will miss the due date if I wait until tomorrow to work on it. So I have like all of the paperwork that I completed yesterday here, and so I'm gonna go through and then just like copy this into my care plan. And then I do have to use my textbook, like the nursing diagnosis handbook, for my nursing diagnoses, interventions, teaching, things like that. So it's probably gonna take me a few hours. So I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast and then we'll get started. In this paradise, don't believe in paradise. This must be when hell is like this. Got to be more, got to be more. Sick of this head of mine. Intrusive thoughts that paralyze. No one is not to sabotage this. Got to be more, been here before. Okay, so I literally just now finished my care plan. I think I told you guys that I started around 11. Granted, I took some breaks. Like, I think I maybe took a total of an hour and a half break while I was doing it. And I just now finished. And it is 5:41. So let's just say that took about 5 hours to do. Oh, I look a mess. The last thing that I have to do for my care plan is do a care map. So I'm gonna work on the care map and then get that submitted, the whole assignment submitted tonight, hopefully within the next hour, so that I can just be done with it and start focusing on something else. Because I think I have just a Swift River that's due on Sunday. And if you guys don't know what Swift River is, it's essentially kind of like a virtual simulation, and I think it's going to be like on medication administration. And then on Wednesday I have, but that's next week, we won't even talk about that, but it's ATI modules and more clinical stuff, because I have clinical every Tuesday. So I'm gonna get started on the care plan. When I'm done, I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then, like I said, hopefully I'm done within the next hour. And then I'm gonna cook dinner. I think we're gonna be grilling tonight. We took some meat out to grill, so I'm praying that we still do that. Alrighty, good morning, guys. It is Thursday, July 31st, 9:53. I'm getting ready for work. Well, I'm already ready, but I'm just like getting my coffee and my lunch together. I have work today from 11 to 11. So, as you can see, my week never stops. And this is shift 1 out of 3 for me. So it'll be a little bit different. Yesterday, my boyfriend meal prepped for us. I don't know if you can see it. I don't really want to take it apart, but we do like to meal prep. We do rotisserie chicken from like Costco, and then we just shred it up, and then we just choose like a vegetable and a carb. So we have like rotisserie chicken, carrots and potatoes, and then we make like 7 or 8 of them and then put them in the freezer for the week. And then I just put the whole bag, like granola in here, protein bar. I'm gonna go ahead and take a yogurt, and then my obsession right now, pretzels. And I don't think I mentioned it, but I know I said like in a previous video that I became a CNA in a hospital, which is true. So I got a job at the children's hospital that's near us. I originally got a job inpatient, and I was working with a lot of patients who had been there for like a really long time. And I was originally working night shift. But I knew that once I got into nursing school, I would have to start thinking about like goals and what I wanted for myself after nursing school. And while I am undecided on what specialty I want to go into, I just felt like I needed a little bit more experience. So I applied for a position in the emergency department at the same hospital that I work at to be an ED tech, and I ended up getting it. And so around the beginning of the year, I transitioned to working to days. I was working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Until I started my new position, which, like I said, now I work from 11 to 11. So we can talk more about that on the way to work. But I got my lunch, I got my coffee. Let's go get in the car. Okay, so remember when I told you guys I was always in my car? Exhibit A. Oop. So we are on our way to work.